How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Below Average Wrestling podcast that we're going to be doing. My name is Mike.
And my name is Jon.
All right, so it's, we decided to just kind of go along with this, and we wanted to start a podcast, especially before WrestleMania, because we have been wrestling fans for a bit. Some of us stopped being wrestling fans, and then some of us came back to being wrestling fans. But we've been enjoying it recently, and we said, you know what? We always talk about it. Let's just freaking record. Yeah. And let's just, put it up and see what happens.
Yeah, I didn't. Mike, I was the only person that I would actually talk to about wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was all like, why don't we just make a podcast? Because you're the only person, and my father. But my father doesn't really understand much about everything that's going on. So I was like, I can go a little deep into the dialogue of the wrestling with Mike. So
we can go really deep into some of the stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, luckily I have a couple of people that I've been able to talk to about wrestling. I know my brother and a couple of other people. But every time Jon and I see each other, we're like, oh, well, did you watch Raw? Did you watch SmackDown? And stuff like that. So it's, and we've been wanting to do a podcast for a bit too. We've been
just a lot of things came in through, but we're finally here. We're, see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, first of all, we want to, before we kind of get to like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, and even some of our FastLane predictions, because we're going to be doing them, we want to see if, we have some questions that we can kind of answer so people can kind of, get to know us a little bit. So first of all, how long have you been into wrestling? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Right.
I've been into wrestling. Well, it's been around my life, my whole life, actually. My father first came here over like 35 years ago. That's all he watched. He said he used to watch it out in his country, and then I grew up watching it. I grew up a little. I stopped watching it for a while. I came back into it, and I like it. I've always liked it. I've always liked the athleticism and all these athletes, and how they entertain. So. But yeah, I want to say, I'm 20, about to be 29. So most of my life, it's always been around, and I love it. So
yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it wasn't really my parents or anything like that introduced me. It was more friends. I think I got into it had to have been 97, 98, kind of when like the whole rivalry with WCW and WWE was going on. It was just so much of a talk back then. Yeah. It was like so popular in school. My brother and I got into it, and for some, and I was, flipping channel between WCW, WWE.
You didn't know what to.
I didn't know what to watch because it was so good. Because going to one of our one of our following questions about who are our favorite wrestlers. I have favorite wrestlers in WCW and in WWE. Yeah. So it was really hard to kind of, skip through the channels and stuff like that. But man, that was, I guess, what they call it's the Attitude Era.
Yeah, it was the Attitude Era.
So it was one of those things where I was right in middle school. It was people had Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts. I mean, it was huge. So it was really easy to get into it back then because it was just all over the place. Everywhere you would walk, you'll see somebody with an Austin shirt.
It was like the Crips against the Bloods.
Yeah, right. For real, man. It was especially even in LA. When I was growing up in LA, and then we would try to, we would go to a friend's house. We watched pay-per-view. I remember. Watching a couple of In Your House pay-per-views back when they were called In Your House. I still vividly remember the pay-per-view that scarred me to death, the Rock versus Mankind, the Royal Rumble. I think it was 99. The Rock just like completely destroyed Mankind with the steel chair.
Yeah, okay.
I was like 13 or something. I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
Well, before everything was a little more graphic than what it is now. Yeah. They were able to hit you in the head with in your forehead with the chair and everything. And now it's a little more censored because now it's entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Instead of Federation or WCW is a little more.
I don't even think they use the word wrestling anymore, but
yeah.
Now it's just entertainers or superstars. But yeah, and then I kind of like towards my high school years, I want to say maybe late high school, I kind of stopped watching. I want to say maybe like 2005. I kind of stopped watching and kind of got back into it around the CM Punk time when CM Punk kind of came around and kind of got back into it. And once the Shield kind of was coming, I kind of started really going back into it. And it was just one of those things where it just kind of picked up and, a lot of more talent came in. And I was like, all right, let's watch it again. And
yeah, I stopped in that. I like CM Punk, and when the Shield barely started, I was actually not watching it as much. I was more of when my dad actually used to love WCW more than the WWE. So I was like, back when I used to watch, it was like a lot of watch Kevin Nash, Big Nasty, Razor Ramon, Ric Flair, all those people. That's what I was watching, and then I stopped.
Were you watching when Nash was Diesel? Or,
yeah,
okay.
both. I got to watch both. You know, Hulk Hogan was still around. He was still in his prime.
You see, I didn't get that experience because nobody in my family was into wrestling. I had a cousin that was into ECW. Yeah. You know, but that was like, I don't even think my parents barely let me watch that.
Yeah, because it was harsh.
Yeah, that was really harsh. But you know, but I got into more in the Attitude era, not the Razor Ramones, not the Hulk Hogan's or the Diesel or.
See, that's where I came from, and I know the most. So when I came and started watching it again, I saw that a lot of the old timers, of course, had left because man, all of them were in the 50s, late 40s. I was actually when Kurt Angle was in his prime.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I was watching that too. I was watching it with Angle that time.
But like now, I got into it, and then I started seeing if there's when the Shield was already kind of like on not on the way out, but they were right in the middle and stuff like that. So I got into it, and oh man, the game changed. It's faster and everything.
They're more athletic too. Yes. I mean, I guess you can argue that. You know, the stories back then, the stories now are, it's a little different.
More acted, more, they could tell, scripted as much.
It's way more scripted than it was back then. That's for damn sure.
Yes, because I watched a few, what is it?
Yeah, now with the network, it's so easy to go back and.
Yeah, the Dining Table. Have you seen that show on the WWE Network where they like three wrestlers?
It's like three of them.
And they're like talked about how when Razor Ramon and Diesel or Kevin Nash were making the crossover to when WWE bought out WCW.
Yeah,
and they were talking about how they didn't give them a script. It's just go out there and do what you do. So it was like most of those things weren't as scripted back then. It's just they just go by instinct, see what happened. They just knew the direction they had to go to.
Yeah,
they just you needed to get there.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we've been in and out of wrestling for a bit. What were some of your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Like the ones I named, but I think my ultimate for me was Sting. I was a big Sting fan. Like I said, I like Razor Ramon, I like Kevin Nash at the time, and of course, I always got to put in Rey Mysterio. He made a comeback to WWE, and
the Rumble.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. Yeah, agree with you. Like my favorite wrestler was probably Rey Mysterio, The Rock. Stone Cold's obviously the one that kind of brought us in, just because Austin 316 shirts all over middle school and all this stuff. Somebody that I really really liked was Triple H. Oh, I really like Triple H, especially when he was the McMahon Helmsley era when they were kind of doing that with Stephanie.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great heel. I thought he was a great bad guy. I really enjoyed him. He was one of my favorites. I enjoyed Edge and Christian a lot too.
Oh yes, tag teams.
They were my favorite tag team. It was just a lot of good talent back then. And yeah, Rey Mysterio in WCW. Sting was awesome. Who else was in WCW? I never got into the Goldberg. The Goldberg thing.
I was a big fan of Goldberg, but I don't know. I felt like it was overhyped.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Kind of like Asuka right now.
Don't let me go there. I like Asuka, but dude, my wife gets pissed. Like she's absolutely upset with the whole streak now. Like she's done with it. Yeah. Like she enjoys Asuka, and we watch it. We watch Raw and SmackDown, and then she enjoys the product too and stuff. And we watch Asuka, and every time she wins, she's like, Asuka won, ugh, and she's just done with the streak already.
I think Ronda's gonna end that.
Yeah, but how many more months do we got for this?
I know. So yeah, but still, Ronda has a whole little thing going on with Stephanie and Triple H and all that for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Once she's done with that, that's probably where that's gonna end up going. But the streak, it never. I'm okay with streaks, and I think that was the thing with Goldberg. And I actually thought Goldberg's streak ended probably at the right time.
Yeah, it ended way before hers already.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the way it ended is it was weak as it was super weak, but I think it ended at the right time. And Asuka's is just it already, it's worn its welcome. Like I'm kind of done with it. But Goldberg, I never really got into Goldberg. I really enjoyed the cruiserweights. Oh, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, Eddie Guerrero, man, one of the greats, man.
Dude, Guerrero was awesome. He was another one of my favorites. I like Conan for some reason.
Conan was cool. He still wrestles, by the way. If you guys want to go into, I think he's in like the Mexican wrestling.
He was promoting.
Or is he promoting?
I think he's a promoter now. I don't know.
But yeah, Conan was cool.
And I think he has a podcast, so he's a competition.
Bret Hart was a great wrestler.
Bret Hart was cool.
Owen Hart, his brother, as well. He was a good wrestler.
Yeah, he was good too.
I'm talking about the 90s.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We're talking. Well, right now we're talking about favorite wrestlers growing up.
Yeah, so those are most of like the big wrestlers. The Rock, we already mentioned him. The Rock is one of a kind. He was a great entertainer. But like I was gonna tell you about Triple H. Triple H was awesome.
Dude, Triple H,
even though he was
really cool.
He was a heel. He interacted with the audience, and he still does. People love him because of that.
Yeah,
X-Pac.
Dude, okay, so we have one of our questions. First ever WWE attended. My first WWE ever attended, I took an Xbox sign.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I did, and I think you could see it on the WWE Network. But we'll go on right now for our first WWE event attended. Well, we have that as one of our questions. But I took an Xbox sign. I took a Triple H sign, and I took I don't remember what other sign I took, but I remember those two signs very, very vividly, just because I remember making them at home. Yeah. So
Road Dogg, all of them, like the whole Generation X.
Yeah.
They were all great. Now superstars of today.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I'm a fan of Roman Reigns.
That's
a lot of people don't like him. I know that because of the whole push that they're trying to do to him right now. But I like him. I think he's a good wrestler. He's a good, solid wrestler.
His promos getting better.
Yeah, his promos are getting better. He needs a little work, of course, but they are getting better. He's getting better on the mic. Seth Rollins is awesome. I think he's a great athlete. He has no fear. I guess I feel like he'll throw himself from anywhere. Finn Balor is awesome. I'm feel bad that they still don't give him his push or his rematch for the Universal Championship.
It's a shame.
To this day, Rey Mysterio.
Dude, yeah, man. He's still going, man.
Rey Mysterio's great. What else do we? Is Brock Lesnar's he's overrated.
I'm done
he
with
used to
Lesnar.
Go to the UFC.
I'm done with Lesnar.
Yeah. Braun Strowman, man. Braun, that is a very fast monster.
Dude, that guy got himself over. He got catchphrases over. I mean, this guy. I mean, he doesn't even need a title. This guy is just over. Like, he's probably the most over guy right now in the company.
Yeah. he's part of the face of WWE.
This is their next Lesnar, if you want to put it like that. But no, Strowman's awesome. Some of my favorite wrestlers today, definitely AJ Styles, Nakamura, Balor, Rollins, and Ambrose. I really like Ambrose.
Ambrose is good.
I like Ambrose a lot. Even though his, him being a face was kind of getting lame and boring. I think when he's on it, he's really on it. He's really good. His promos are good and all that stuff. But those are probably some of my favorite right now. Any of the women that's your favorite?
Right now, I'm not going to lie. Even though she's overhyped, Asuka's a good wrestler.
Oh, she is. She's great.
She's a very, very good wrestler. I like her skills and the way she wrestles, how they, another, I would, when I started seeing Bailey, for some reason I had a crush on her, and she's cool. I like her, but other than that, let me see. Alexa Bliss she's a champion for a reason. She's good. I like her. All these women really are more of a sex appeal now. Like, these women look totally different from what they did in the past. Like, Mandy Rose is like, Lord Jesus. Like, all these women.
Yeah, but I think they were more exposed back then.
True.
I mean, look at Trish and Stacy Keibler and stuff like that. They were Tori Wilson. They were way more exposed back then than they are now.
That's true. You're right.
But obviously, we kind of look. Sometimes we look at it a little bit different and stuff like that. But some of my favorite, Alexa Bliss. I think she, her wrestling's getting better. Her promos has never been a problem. I'm a big Becky fan. Becky Lynch. I think she's underrated, actually.
Flair.
Charlotte's cool. She's very athletic.
Yes.
I like Naomi a lot too. I think Naomi's cool too.
They all have like ballerina backgrounds and stuff like that. I don't know, something like that.
Gymnast
gymnast or something.
Alexa's a gymnast, right?
And Noemi too. She's
was she a dancer? Naomi,
something like that. That's why she does the whole like all dancing and the way you can see.
Dude, her
it
entrance
in their
is
moves,
sick though.
you can see it in their moves.
Yeah.
How the way they move, like what's her name? Oh my god, she's with Worldwide now. What's it called? The girl.
Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke. She's a really good. She moves around. She does all these types of.
I like her entrance. She does that little no hand front flip or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they all have that type of background nowadays.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. But
yeah, I actually I like Paige too, but it's a shame what's going on right now with her. We don't know what she's gonna be doing. But dude, Naomi's entrance is super cool live. I went to SmackDown in September, and hers and Nakamura were probably my favorite entrances when I went there, and I was like, "Yo, this looks really cool live with the lights and the the screens, and it looks really cool."
Pretty cool entrances.
Yeah,
like
yeah. So, what are some of your maybe favorite matches of all time, or even one that you could just remember?
When I was a kid, the only one I actually kind of remember is when, that's the only part maybe because it's just a highlight. But when Mankind went with the Undertaker in the cage match.
Oh, the Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Hell in a Cell. That's one of the ones I remember as a kid, and I thought it was an awesome match. I like any Hardy WrestleMania matches. I like them. Though there's one last one. It was a big one because it was a comeback.
TLCs, is that what you're talking about?
TLCs, yeah, those are.
Yeah, those were
good. When Edge and Christian would go with the Hardys
those were awesome.
But like a specific one, I'm trying to remember one. But you see what about you?
Well, I think obviously the Mankind versus Undertaker thing is super cool, but I think one of them that always stands out, and maybe it was because I went there. It was a 2001 No Way Out. I went. We went to, that was my first ever, WWE event ever. It was the three stages of hell, I think they called it. It was Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it was. I was there live, and I for some reason I always remember it, and I'm like, I thought this match was super cool. And I really enjoyed that match a lot. Another one that stands out, man.
It's hard to like.
It is
so
hard.
Many matches.
You know what? And another one that I actually went to. I went to a TLC, but I went to. It was Monday Night Raw. They were doing the Raw Roulette. Every time they come to Vegas, we're from Vegas, by the way. Yeah. Every time they come to Vegas,
yeah, we are. We didn't even mention that.
I know, right? Every time they come to Vegas, they do the whenever it's Raw or something, they try to do the Raw Roulette. And I think Eric Bischoff was the GM for Raw back then, I think. And they came and they did a Raw Roulette, and they're like, oh, we're going to do a TLC match. I think it was Christian and Jericho, Bubba and Spike Dudley. Who else was it? Kane and, oh my God, somebody else. Kane and, which I think they ended up winning, if I remember correctly. I can't remember who it was. Oh man, I know I'm missing a lot of people in there. But I remember a spot, and now that they've talked about that spot before, and I think I've heard Bubba Ray in a podcast talk about it, where Jericho gives him like a bulldog from the top of the ladder down to the floor, and Bubba hits hard. Like he hits hard, and I guess he's knocked out. And the reason I remember that a lot in that match, or at least that spot a lot, was because we would go to the back to try to get wrestlers' autograph after the show.
Oh, okay.
So it was at the Thomas and Mack Center. So we would go to the parking lot. We would try to go. It's closed off in the gate. And I remember that a lot. I remember an ambulance pulling in, and then pulling out, and then you see at the back. I remember, like, dude, it was so funny. I remember the back of the ambulance. You see Bubba Ray Dudley being taken to probably UMC here in Las Vegas. He got knocked the hell out. And even till this day, I must have been like 14 or something like that when 14, 15 maybe when that happened, when that came in. And even to this day, I still remember. I was like, dude, I remember just freaking being at the parking lot at Thomas and Mack Center, watching Bubba Ray get, taken out, by the ambulance, being taken to a local hospital and stuff. So, little things like that kind of just stood out for me. But there's been a lot of good matches.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good matches. I can't really remember a lot like right now.
Yeah,
but
I think recently I've when AJ fought Cena, that was awesome, man. Yeah. When AJ, that was really cool.
AJ and Balor was
that was cool.
Real good match.
That was cool too. A lot of NXT fights have been really good. We just had oh my goodness, the NXT champion. Why am I just blanking out on him? Cien Almas.
Okay.
And
I think I know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't keep up as much as on NXT, but
Johnny Wrestling
I know a
too.
Little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. That match was really good. But yeah, I mean, And something else. All right. So our first WWE event ever attended. What was your first one?
Mine was actually pretty recent. As a kid or younger, my dad never was a big to go to the event, so we never actually did. I actually took him to his first event.
Oh, that's right.
I went. You were in the building.
I was in that building with you. Yeah, we were texting back and forth.
I took him to his first event. It was a Money in the Bank event.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
Dean Ambrose got the Money in the Bank that day.
And cashed it in.
And became champion.
Yeah.
And I think Bailey, was it that one or was it the next one?
No, that was Raw.
It was Raw.
Yeah, you went to that one. I didn't. I remember we both went to Money in the Bank that year.
Okay.
We were sitting differently, but we both went to Money in the Bank that year. And then Raw came in. I didn't go to Raw. You went to Raw.
Yeah, I remember sitting like really, really close, because the tickets were super cheap.
Yeah.
Because it was, I don't know. I guess here in Vegas, there's not as many fans. You can say I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but I was pretty close. I remember that day. That was my second. But I've actually only been to two because I grew up, and I was like, I got the money to go. Yeah, like I'm going. So I took my dad. My dad's been a fan for a long time, so I was like, might as well. I actually took him for Father's Day? Yeah,
it was really close to Father's Day.
It was close to Father's Day. Actually, that's why we got him. Me and my sister actually got him the tickets, and then I went with him. And
that
it was
event
an awesome show.
That event was really cool.
It
was
really good.
It was
really good.
That was probably my first event going back to wrestling. Actually, the Money in the Bank. That was probably the first time I went to see a show after kind of being involved in the product again.
Okay, so me and you actually came back kind of like
at around the same time.
Around the same time.
Yeah, because I remember that when you went to the Raw where Bailey won the women's championship,
yeah,
and I didn't go. I went to SmackDown in September. You didn't go. Who I think it was New Day beat the Usos for the tag team championships that SmackDown, and then we both didn't go to Elimination Chamber.
I wanted to,
dude. I wanted to too, but the thing is, I went a 5 for 5 on my prediction, and I knew I was gonna go 5 for 5 on my prediction, and that's the reason I didn't go. Like at the end, like if the prices were lower, I probably would have gone. But the reason I was like, nothing is going to surprise me. Why am I going to waste $100-something? And that's just not even for me, because I was going to take my wife enjoys it as well. So she wants to go too. So why am I going to waste $200+? And then for some reason, the fees are like $40 just on itself.
Yeah.
They're extra.
Expensive, so that's why I didn't go. I was
like, I didn't do it. And then SmackDown, we sat really close for SmackDown, and we paid like less than $100 for both of us. I was like, sweet. You know what I mean? So, but my first event was 2001, No Way Out.
Mine was about 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then The Rock won the WWE Championship that day. At the No Way Out. He beat Kurt Angle. And then, like I said, I saw Triple H versus Stone Cold in the 3 Stages of Hell, I think it was. Stephanie versus Trish Stratus. Oh. That was cool. I think it might have been a Fatal 4-Way. X-Pac, Benoit, Guerrero, and maybe Jericho, I want to say. It was Jericho. Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. That was really cool. Oh, and actually one of my favorite wrestlers, Jericho, too.
Oh, yeah.
Jericho's freaking awesome,
man. He still wrestles well.
Yeah, Jericho's awesome. But that was one of my first times. And like I said, I went to a Raw Roulette back in the early 2000s. I went to a house show as well back in the early 2000s. And I want to say that's it. I think I only went to 3 or maybe even one more. Maybe I might be missing one more. I might have been to 3 or 4 in my first like half of watching wrestling. Okay. And then the second half I've been to maybe like 2. The second half of watching wrestling. So I've only been to 2 events. But I mean, every time we go, I enjoy it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I think it's fun. My goal is I want to go to a WrestleMania.
Dude, yeah. I mean, we're getting like I think we were talking about it. It's like we're getting the Raider Stadium here in Vegas in they'll probably be done 2 more years, something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's not gonna pass. I'm gonna say 5 years from the date that the stadium is completed, we're getting a WrestleMania here in Vegas.
WWE, make it happen.
No, I really do believe. I mean, they're just kind of going towards. Well, I wouldn't say they're going to new stadiums because they're going back to Orlando or something. But I mean, I think we're gonna get a new one. We're probably gonna get the Super Bowl too, to be honest with you.
Probably.
But
it's gonna be a big stadium.
And I mean, I think we talked about it. Phoenix is getting Royal Rumble next year.
Oh, for real?
That's not far from here. Yeah,
that's probably a trip I would make.
They're gonna be playing at the Diamondback Stadium, Chase Field.
Okay.
So that's what 40-something people fit in there, at the Chase Field. Yeah. For the Diamondbacks. So I mean, it's a baseball stadium. Yeah. Bigger. Yeah. So there. I mean, that's that's a pretty cool event. I've always wanted to go to Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's always been my favorite pay-per-views.
Yeah, they're awesome. It's just I don't know, all these guys getting in, into the ring and doing all that.
But that's not that far, so that's I mean, it's
time's been flying by, guys. We're already in March,
dude. For real, man. We're already in March.
We are in March,
and
man.
Royal Rumble 2019 is in January, so we have to plan pretty soon if we're gonna actually end up going over there. Yeah. But Phoenix is not that far, so that might be something that we can look into. How long have we been talking for now, too?
28 minutes.
Has it been 28 minutes? Well, we were blabbing for like the first 5-6 minutes.
That's true.
So I'm gonna say that we've been talking for maybe about 22 minutes.
Don't worry, guys. We're almost done with our introduction.
We have a lot to say about ourselves. All right. So what can you expect from our podcast? I mean, I think that's something that, first time listeners might be like, all right, what are you guys going to talk about? Like, what do we,
I think, what we are going to be doing, it's just, we're going to talk about predictions. I think we should be talking about, how can I put it? Like, what's behind the curtain stuff? Yeah,
some of the dirt sheets. I mean, we both read the dirt sheets. Granted, some of it can be real, some of it can be fake, whatever. But we both like reading them. We both like the speculations. We both like predictions. Well, we're gonna give our FastLane predictions, in a little bit. Raws and SmackDown recaps. Pay-per-view recaps. So next week we might just like slowly, FastLane recap. We'll do something like that. But yeah, I mean,
I think also maybe where we think where the person, the characters go in, or if he's going out the door, or where you think that he's next. It's just stuff like that. I think mostly everything.
What do we think about the story?
The storyline.
What will we do?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we'll kind of go through all of this. I know our intro's eating up a lot of our time right now, but
get into Oscar because Mike loves us talking about
no,
Oscar.
dude, I like Oscar a lot, but I am done with the streak. I think my wife is more done with the streak than I am.
Your wife in on that one,
dude. No, man, she's done with it right now. She's sick, so she's not really talking, but she's done with the streak so bad. But I mean, it's just a normal. I think we're gonna have the conversations that me and him have. Yeah. On a normal basis, we're just gonna do it on the mic. Yeah, pretty much. We're just gonna turn on the microphone and we're like, all right, talk. So that's pretty much what's gonna happen. When are we gonna release this? We're gonna release this every Thursday. That's the plan. Hopefully, we both have full-time jobs, so that's the plan. But I mean, luckily it's just a podcast. It's not that difficult to edit. You just kind of trim the front, you trim the back, and
it's raw.
That's it, man. Yeah. So it should be pretty easy to just kind of edit. So we're gonna try to release it every Wednesday, every Thursday.
Yes.
How long will the podcast be?
We're shooting for like at least 45 minutes to an hour. We're gonna shoot for 45, but sometimes we do get the blabbing on like we are today.
Yeah.
So something like that. I think 45 minutes to an hour is something you guys can bear.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I listen to podcasts, and some of them go for 2 hours. I'll listen to like the Joe Rogan podcast or something like that, and he can go on forever. But if we're entertaining, people are gonna listen to us.
True. We're not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's awesome. So
yeah, we're not Joe Rogan. We're below average.
We're below
average. So
we didn't even give you guys our name.
We did. We did. I did in the beginning.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
I did in the beginning.
Sorry, guys,
I only mentioned it once. And why do we come up with below average wrestling podcast? Because I don't know what we came up with it, but
we just came up with it. We're just some normal guys.
We're just
that just.
Sometimes it might be below average. Sometimes we might just be average.
Our opinions might be below average. Yeah. It might not to your expectations, but you know what?
That's true.
That's what it is.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and, introduction kind of aside. I don't know what else to say. If we come up with some more introductions next week, we'll say some stuff. But
do you guys want us to do an introduction every day?
Hey, guys. So I was born in,
a 30-minute introduction.
30-minute introduction. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with Raw. You didn't watch it.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able. I haven't picked up on both of them, but I'm gonna catch up on today. But I did see some of the.
You can watch it. You can watch it in Spanish on Saturday on Telemundo. Is it Telemundo?
On Telemundo.
Is that where it comes
Doble.
Dude, the Spanish announcers are like legit, bro. They go at it.
They're good, man.
Like they are loud. Their
acting is better than the wrestlers, man.
Dude, man, they are loud and over the top.
It's like, y La Rock se subió y se tiró.
Dude, yeah, it's ridiculous. But all right, so the show starts off with Kurt Angle calling out Triple H, for the sucker punch and blah blah blah. Stephanie comes out, Ronda comes out. Ronda, says she wants to face Stephanie at WrestleMania 34. Triple H comes out, and then Kurt announces that never mind, it's gonna be Stephanie and Triple H versus Rousey and Angle. I thought Rousey did a really good job with her promo. You haven't watched it, so probably when you watch it, you'll see. I thought she did she's doing a lot better. I think every week she's But you know what? With Ronda, I think she's improving. I remember we were talking, and we were saying that maybe they should throw in Heyman with her.
Paul Heyman, yes.
Yeah, and I'm like,
maybe she's gonna pick up.
Maybe you could throw him in, but I was like, but maybe you just kind of let her go and you just kind of see what happens.
It was her second time.
Yeah, it was barely her second promo.
I read she's gonna be there every Monday now. She's
at least until WrestleMania. That's what I heard too. So. Yeah, she's gonna be there every Monday until WrestleMania. So, the only way to get better is to just throw yourself in there, give her a microphone, and just have her try. Maybe next week she'll suck, and then the following week she'll be like, "Oh my God, this is her best promo," and she's just gonna get better. But they got physical. Triple H was gonna slap. I think Triple H was gonna slap Angle, countered, blah blah blah. Trying to remember exactly what happened. This was a couple of days ago, so and then Stephanie hit Ronda Rousey in the back. And then Rousey got her back, and then she did a Samoan drop, a very awkward looking Samoan drop.
She's like, I'm just gonna throw her on my shoulder, see where she land.
Yeah, and then Angle, got the ankle lock on Triple H, but it was a really good, segment in the beginning to start off Raw. It was cool. I liked it.
Okay, cool. So, but it was nothing that we weren't expecting already, because there's been speculations.
I didn't expect them to get physical early. Okay. I didn't expect them to get physical this early. I expected to be there more like blah blah blahs, but I didn't expect them to get physical this early. They did, and it was cool. I liked it. When is WrestleMania? Maybe another month?
April.
It's early April, right? First week of April?
Yeah, so about a month.
Something like that. So they still got like 4 weeks to kind of go at it.
To hype it up and everything.
Yeah. Asuka beat Nia Jax via submission. Okay, so...
I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. And I think... But, dude, I like Nia Jax. And I think that... I don't like seeing her lose, but I think they're going somewhere with this. I think they were really emphasizing... Once you watch it, you're going to notice they were really emphasizing her losing and then her crying. Like they made her cry. So they were kind of emphasizing like a you're a loser or something. I don't know what, but they were kind of pushing that. And I wonder if they're gonna maybe kind of change some things with Nia and saying, you know what, I'm gonna be tougher or so. I don't know. I think
more
they have
than what she already is. I
think they have bigger plans for her after Mania.
Hopefully. I actually admire her of the way, because she's a little more of a heavy set, but the way she moves,
dude, yeah,
she's super quick. She reminds me of Braun. Like they're big, they're machines. He's like, but they move quick. They keep up with everybody.
Yeah, I think Nia's awesome. Actually, at the beginning, I didn't like Nia, and then I started to grow to like her, and now I'm a fan of Nia's, and the way she submitted, Asuka had that armbar on her for like forever. So she fought that armbar. So it wasn't like she got the armbar and I'm tapping out. No, like, dude, it was on for like a solid 4 minutes. It felt like forever.
She probably would have popped her elbow in.
Dude, no, for real, right? In real life, she probably would have popped her elbow. But dude, it was on for like a while. It felt like forever when she had it on. She kept fighting. And at the end, she was just like, I can't. So it was a cool ending, I think. But I'm just tired of seeing Nia Jax lose.
Maybe they are going with... she is The Rock's family, so I'm sure they got to take care of her.
They got to take care.
They take care of the Usos.
The Usos. Hey, dude, I like the Usos. The Usos really reinvented themselves.
Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
Dude, they're awesome. John Cena... No, wait, not John Cena. I skipped ahead. The Bar defeated Revival via pinfall. Not surprised. John Cena, comes out. He says that, hey, I'm going to come out on Raw and talk a little bit because I'm not going to get interrupted like I would in SmackDown because he's got other 5 competitors in SmackDown. He wants to become the 17-time champion. He wants a triple threat at WrestleMania between he, AJ, and Shinsuke, which I think would be cool. But I think you could do something else with John Cena. So then it's interrupted by none other than Goldust, bro. Goldust.
I love Goldust, man. He's cool.
He's a future Hall of Famer for sure.
Of course.
Damn sure. But man, and then like they kept really pushing the fact that John Cena and Goldust have never had a match, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. I was like, dude, this guy's been
Goldust's been wrestling forever.
Forever, dude. He's been wrestling before I watched wrestling.
He's been wrestling as long as like kind of like Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho started in the 90s and actually 1990, and that's where I think Goldust was wrestling.
Probably Jericho. I know Jericho's been wrestling for a while too, but dude, it was crazy. So it was a decent match. Goldust kind of had his way most of the time, and then John Cena just kind of went Super Cena and his 5 moves of death.
Always.
And, the shoulder block.
I hate when they do that. Like his matches are just predictable. They let the other guy do his thing, and then he's like, "All right, it's time," and then he just does his thing.
That's exactly what that was.
Every
Exactly
John Cena match for the past year, whatever. When he's
probably way more, dude. Probably 10 years.
It's just been like that. Like, okay, you did your little routine. It's my turn.
You beat me up for a little bit. Shoulder block, the little spinning thing. He lifts his hand. You can't see me. He does the little 5-knuckle shuffle, and then he waits for the other guy to get up. And then the attitude adjustment, and that's it.
Like it's like
that's pretty much what happened.
It's like watching a rerun of Friends or something. Just keep watching the same.
I love Friends.
I love Friends too. So I don't mind it. I'm not gonna lie. I love Friends too. I've actually watched every single episode.
I actually was just watching Friends before you got here. To be honest with you,
bro, I used to just get drunk and just watch Friends so I can laugh a little longer. Hey, Joey's a hoot.
Joey is a hoot. No, I came home from work. My wife's sick and she had Friends on, so I was like, "I'll watch Friends with you. Why not?" So it was funny. Anyway, so yeah, John Cena defeated Goldust, but again, it was complete shock. I was like, man, are they gonna make Goldust beat him or something? Like I was like really expecting.
So it was a cool match.
I wouldn't say it was a cool match. I just thought that the fact that Goldust came out, that was surprising, and it's been a while since WWE surprised me. So I was like, are they going to do a bigger one? Like, okay, they surprised me with bringing out Goldust. What the hell? I was like, are they going to do something bigger? Maybe have Goldust defeat John Cena?
That'd be cool.
Dude, I was like, maybe WWE do that. And then shoulder block. And
no, they wouldn't do that because Cena, they wouldn't do that because Cena's like over here supposedly searching to get to WrestleMania. So
yeah.
He can't be losing.
I was just hoping that I would have, some type of surprise. Yeah. But all right, so the next match, Bayley defeated Mandy Rose via pinfall. Decent match, very short. Absolution jumps in. Sasha comes out for the save, but then I think Sasha was going for the hug on Bayley, and then Bayley just kind of stops her and said like screw you. Well, she doesn't say screw you, but just her face. I
have a feeling Bayley's turning heel.
I hope so.
It's gonna help her character.
I think
because
so
too. The WWE's just looked past her already. So
they need to freshen her up again.
Yeah, well the thing is that I think they gave their title too quick.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Bayley. Even me, if I was creative, I don't know what to do with Bayley.
Yeah, she's kind of hard, kind of awkward. Like, is she really like that in real life? Kind of thing, like really like nice type of person. I'm like, because I don't see another character. I'm like, if she does turn heel, I think it would benefit her.
I think so too. I think it'll benefit her better turning heel than Sasha turning heel.
I used to like Sasha, but I don't, for some reason I don't know.
I still think Sasha's probably the most over female. I would think maybe even merch.
Yeah.
Maybe I think I heard somewhere that maybe merch Sasha's still the number one in the female in the women's division. I could be wrong. Maybe but I can't see anybody except maybe Asuka. Maybe now Ronda.
Yeah, Ronda's gonna.
Maybe she'll probably overtake in the merch sales, but I think consistently Sasha's been probably the one that's been more marketable. So I don't think.
Yeah, when she's technically almost like the face, because every time I see like they go to like foundations and stuff like that, she's always there. The Miz is always there.
She's always on the cups, on the seats, on the truck. So yeah, I mean,
it's just a personal. I don't know. I don't know what it is about her. I think she's cool and everything, but I don't know. I'm just like,
I like Sasha. I just think I want her to be a little bit more boss. Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Bailey, I agree. I think it'll benefit Bailey to turn heel way more than it would benefit Sasha. All right, so Braun Strowman defeats Elias in a Symphony of Destruction match, which started off, the usual Elias. Hey, he plays drums, he plays piano now, and all that stuff, and he got the guitar, and he tried to run away from Braun Strowman. It's kind of hard to describe it, but he tried to run away from Braun Strowman before Strowman even made his entrance. He got into a limo or whatever, or into a car. But he tried to put it in drive, and he tried to go, and then they switched the camera angle where Strowman's lifting the car, and the wheels are kind of like spinning and stuff like that. So so I'm not done with you yet. Or what's
you get these hands?
Gonna get these hands. Hey, he's gotten these catchphrases over though. You get these hands, and I'm not finished with you. Yeah. I'm not finished with you. So whatever, he destroys Elias. He drops the piano on him. he gets that big old cello and just knocks him out. I think he gets the guitar. He pins him, and he wins. So it was fun. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was just more of a, hey, we're gonna kick the hell out of Elias's butt. So that's all it was.
Braun is awesome.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah, I mean the guy's over. Bray Wyatt defeats Rhino via pinfall. Sure. Matt Hardy challenges Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 34 at the Hardy compound for the Ultimate Deletion. So kind of what they're doing with the whole TNA thing, where it was
they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, the whole compound thing, which was fun. So, but this, the TNA Matt Hardy was super fun. The WWE, broken Matt Hardy has been. I don't know. It's been really hit or miss sometimes.
I don't know. The people love him and everything, but I don't know. I don't know if I see it yet. And then I feel like Bray Wyatt, with the whole thing with Bray Wyatt, they tried doing the same thing with Valor, with the demon and him. Now they are like, all right, let's put Matt Hardy and try this out first. Because the thing is that the whole demon thing and Bray Wyatt happened, and then Bray Wyatt disappeared. You remember when he disappeared?
Oh, yeah. That's why about them getting sick or something, right?
Yeah, that's why that stopped. He came back, and then they brought Matt Hardy to beef with him.
To do a program with him.
So I'm kind of I'm not over it, but I'm just it's cool. I'm sure Matt Hardy's going to end up winning.
I hope so. But, man, it sucks because I actually really like the TNA Matt Hardy, the broken Matt Hardy, but this WWE one is just not working for some reason.
I think it's funny when his promos are funny because
the promos are
just somebody tagged me and Myra on one of his promos, and he's just going, and they're all like, "Oh my god, this reminds me of John." I was like, "What?"
The broken Matt Hardy,
broken Matt Hardy promo. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
But
I like him.
I like him too, but I don't know, man. I think this program is kind of getting stale. Maybe this compound thing, might be something that that can change it. So who knows? Yeah. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor defeated The Miz and The Miztourage via pinfall. I did see that one. What was it? Yeah, the match was cool. I liked it. Kurt Angle comes out and announces a triple threat: Miz, Rollins, and Balor for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 34. That should be good. I think we talked about it. Probably more people are going to be at it.
Yeah, I think Elias and Braun Strowman are going to be at it, and I would not be surprised if Braun Strowman wins. I don't know. I was reading some blogs.
Oh, you read? That's good.
Yeah,
That's
a little bit.
Yeah,
this is probably the only thing I read. That they're trying to see if they put some gold around Braun Strowman for a little bit because he hasn't really won any type of title.
I mean, he's over. I mean, I don't think he needs a title.
He doesn't need it, but
and then I don't know if they're gonna take away the title from The Miz just because I was telling you earlier. I was like, I kept hearing on Raw that he's got 50 something more days to break a record. I don't know what record it is, and I feel like they're
probably gonna leave it on him, but he has to go through WrestleMania.
He's got to go through WrestleMania. But with the Miztourage in his corner, I can see him pulling through. But yeah, it'll be cool if Rollins or Balor or or Braun or even Elias. I mean,
if they get at it on.
I like the Miz. Yeah. Oh, you know what though? The Miz should be having his baby soon though. They might just take the belt from him then.
Yeah,
he might be going on paternity leave.
Yeah, he might leave. Yeah, and I'm sure that he's gonna do it. It's not like he's gonna be like, no, I'd rather.
No, nah,
he's gonna go with this kid.
He wants. This is first kid. I think he wants to be on paternity leave.
I have a feeling, and then he can do that because the thing is that he can come back and win the title again.
Yeah, he can come back 2 months later, whatever like that, and do it again.
Take it again.
But yeah, and actually, now that I think about it, then they might.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're gonna take it away.
Yeah, they might take it away then.
Well, out of everybody, who do you think? I think Braun is probably the one that they'll probably give it to.
Yeah, Braun. Yeah, I guess now that you say it, he's gonna be super over in WrestleMania. I would say the next guy will probably be Rollins. A sleeper will probably be Elias. I don't think they'll give it to Balor. I like Balor a lot, but I don't think they're gonna give it to him. But I guess Braun is the only one. Because I
heard Rollins might be switching brands because there's gonna be a superstar shakeup.
Oh, the shakeup,
after WrestleMania. So I have a feeling
SmackDown needs some more power, man.
Yeah, so they need to drop him over there because the only people at SmackDown you got is Randy Orton's already. You could tell he's already becoming a part timer.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, it's not really. Even though you see Zayn and Owens more.
Yeah.
And they're not like as big. I don't know. They are big. But I feel like there's more power in Raw. Like there's more.
There is more power in Raw.
I think they need a little more of. And like Seth Rollins would be good out there. I think he'll bring the brand a little more. For people to come because Raw is more dominant, way more dominant than SmackDown. Yeah.
Actually, Rollins moving in there would be good. And then I don't see it here, but I remember there was a. But you know what? I think I changed it at this point because I thought Raw finished. But it was Roman Reigns and Heyman, a promo. I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I thought Raw finished.
I haven't watched it, but I think I saw that because Heyman has the belt on him.
Yeah, Heyman has the belt on him. I saw a picture on it on WWE's Instagram or something like that.
I think that's where I saw it.
Yeah, and so I didn't watch it. I thought Raw was over for some reason. It was like 8 already, and I was like, oh, like for some reason I was like, all right, time to change the channel. Like it felt like Raw felt like it was over. You know, when Kurt Angle came out and announced that triple threat at WrestleMania, I was like, okay, Raw's over, and I completely forgot that Roman wasn't on the show, and then I guess somebody told me, I was like, no, Roman came out at the end with a promo with Heyman. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. But Raw was pretty good. Raw's been pretty good so far too. You know, Raw's been way better than SmackDown.
Yeah, man.
Luckily, SmackDown's only 2 hours because if SmackDown was 3 hours, I would not be able to get through the show. No.
I think the only. I like watching both. Of course,
I do too.
I'm more attentive when it comes to watching Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like I find myself paying more attention. But like on SmackDown when the New Day comes in, I think they're funny, man.
Dude, the New Day's cool.
They come in with them pancakes.
The pancakes.
But I have there we go again. I heard that they're gonna break them up.
The New Day. What the hell are they gonna do with them?
Even though they got FastLane, I don't know. I think they're all gonna go their own separate ways.
No,
I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I know it's a rumor that they might separate them. They're all good single. I think single wise, they're all really good.
I agree, but I don't think they need to be broken up to be single competitors.
Yeah, they won't be as popular. Their merch is going out the window.
No, they won't be. I think almost like the Shield. You know, when the Shield first came up, it was Rollins and Reigns were tag team champions. Ambrose was U.S. champion, yet they were still the Shield. You know, so I think something like that might be better. Give Kofi or something an individual title. You know, give Woods or Big E an individual title. You know what I mean? But keep them as a New Day because I think they work together like great.
Yeah, they're awesome. I think they're gonna face the Usos, right?
Yeah, they're gonna face the Usos. So SmackDown Live, real quick. You didn't watch SmackDown Live again?
That's the thing. I usually catch up on Wednesdays or so to watch them. So I didn't get the chance to watch them. And you know what's I'm always trying to stay away from social media.
Like spoilers?
With the spoilers. And I forgot that I have the WWE app on my phone and I have it on notifications. So I be getting everything and I'm just like, what?
So you're like, Jinder beat Orton. You got a notification, Jinder beat Orton.
I know. I was like, come on. How did that happen, man?
Well, let me start with Charlotte, Ruby Riott promo, which was just a promo. I don't remember it, to be honest with you. So it was really not memorable to me. So let's move on to Jinder versus Orton. So Bobby Roode interfered. I think that's literally how it happened. I mean, Bobby Roode was in the ropes in the the apron or something. I gotta remember. And then Jinder came in, did his finisher, and pinned Orton, and 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Well, they're just hyping the fight for FastLane. But then again, tell me, when was the last time Orton won?
Dude, I don't know, man. But you know what, Orton, they keep pushing the fact that Orton has not won the U.S. Championship in, 15 years he's been there? 16, 17 years? I don't know. He's won everything.
Everything, and he's a 13-time
world champion and stuff like that, and he hasn't won the U.S. Championship, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe not Fastlane, but we talked about that. We think that for WrestleMania, they're going to add Jinder into the mix. It'll be a triple threat. Or they might add more people to the mix because what's Ziggler going to be doing? What's Corbin going to be doing? After they're done with this whole fatal 5-way at that. Yeah, so they might add another more, or they might make it like ladder match or something like that for the U.S. Championship. I could see Orton coming out there kind of saying, this finally, I got the title that I've been missing my whole career.
And then from there, probably just go downhill. Because Orton right now, what he is, he's just a bridge for everybody else.
Yeah, he at this point, he's kind of transitioned to that.
He's transitioning to that. Mm-hmm. To just he's the bridge for all the newcomers, everybody coming in.
Yeah.
Like Jinder. Jinder is so new.
Yeah.
At least. They used him in India, but it's all right.
It's okay. I mean, it happens to everybody, right? You got to do it. Apparently not Cena, man. Shoulder block, spinning thingy. You can't see me. AA. So
I'm over. I see what the people see.
On what?
On Cena, like about he's just over. Kind of like,
boo,
get out, man. We know you're Cena. We can't see you, kind of thing. He's a good wrestler.
He's another one that my wife absolutely hates. Seriously, dude. Like she just can't stand it. And I always the way I defend Cena, because my wife like really doesn't like Cena, and the way I defend Cena, I'm like, but he's a nice guy. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't be hating on the nice guy.
Really dude
does
nice
Make-A-Wish Foundation. And she was like, I'm not talking about his personal life. I just hate the character. So she's like so done with Cena as well.
He's too happy.
Maybe, man. Maybe. She wants him miserable. But, yeah, he's never turning heel for damn sure. Never.
He was in the past, right? I think
the beginning. Dude, it might have been like 15 years ago.
That's true.
Had to have been a long time ago. He was heel.
But people love him. As much as boos as he gets, people love him. I'm not hating on him. I'm just like, I think it is time.
Nah, I think it's time to hang it up. And he's done what? He's coming out with a movie, right?
He's
Blockers. I think I saw a commercial for Blockers.
Is that what the movie's called?
Well,
what is it?
It's got like a rooster, but they're probably using it as a different word. The C word.
He's a voice, right?
No, dude. It's an actual movie. It's like he has a daughter, and they're going to like prom, and then they're trying to the daughter and her friends are making a pact to like have sex that day, and like John Cena and all the other parents have to try to stop them or something.
Also, it's a funny movie.
Yeah, it's a comedy movie. I think you were talking about the elephant one.
I think so. I think I've seen it.
Or am I thinking the elephant one that he does the pistachio commercial as well? He does the elephant for the pistachio commercial.
As long as he's not like the Miz, what is that? Marine 20.
Marine 20, dude. The Marine 20. So yeah, Jinder, Orton, Becky versus Carmella. Becky won. It was all right. I like Becky a lot.
Becky's good, and I heard again, Carmella is actually probably not gonna cash. Her cashing in is not gonna be that great. She's probably gonna mess up.
Oh, you know what? I was afraid of that. I was
bust the Baron Corbin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought I have a feeling that's what's gonna end up happening. I don't think they're ready to give her the belt. I don't think so. I don't think they're ready to give her the belt.
No, there's too much going on. There's a lot of I think there's a lot of better talent, unfortunately, that they would rather push. Flair ain't going nowhere. They have her where they want her, I think, for now.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got like Ruby Riott. I think Ruby Riott's cool. She's cool. She's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're trying to still do that. Her and Charlotte. They probably are they gonna fight in FastLane?
They're fighting in FastLane. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that should be a good match because Ruby Riott she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's definitely the best one out of the three.
Yes, because I feel like she's a more experienced one.
Yeah, she is.
You can tell in the wrestling. Mandy Rose still needs some work.
No, it's Liv Morgan.
Is it Liv Morgan?
Yeah,
Oh, see, I'm tripping.
Dude, they all
look the same. They're
man.
all blonde, bro.
All these blondies.
I'm like, are these sisters? The same person? What's going on?
And then the lumberjack looking girl, Sarah Logan,
the Oklahoma or wherever she's from.
Wherever she's from, Sarah Logan. But yeah, I think Ruby Riott is probably the better one. But it sets up a program for FastLane where it's going to be Becky and Naomi versus Carmella and Natalya. So we get a Nakamura promo. Is interrupted by Aiden English and Rusev. It was pretty funny. I think Nakamura is getting better in his promo, getting better with enunciating and just kind of all that stuff. And he mentioned that this Sunday's gonna not be Rusev Day. It's gonna be Nakamura Day, and he actually sang it. He's like Nakamura Day, like, dude. He sang it, bro. I was like, I can't wait. I
can't wait to see it today.
Yeah. I was like, dude, that was pretty cool. So, so it sets up a program for FastLane. FastLane was missing a couple of things, and I feel like this SmackDown they're just like, boom, here you go. We're gonna add a couple of more things. So Rusev versus Nakamura for FastLane as well. Another last minute match that was added. Main event: Ziggler versus AJ Styles. Great match, really good match. Owens and Zayn come out. They cause a disqualification. They're beating up on Ziggler and AJ. Shane McMahon comes out and says, "You know what? You four in the ring. Let's get Baron Corbin out here. Let's make it a fatal five-way." Just out of nowhere, I was like, "Oh, okay, sweet." It was really good. I really enjoyed it, and Zayn ended up winning. He did the he did the haluva kick to Owens when Owens wasn't looking, pinned Owens, and did a quick promo at the end, right when they were trying to finish up SmackDown, about him being underrated and underlooked, and which is very true. And SmackDown went off the air, and I thought it was I thought SmackDown, the last was it 40 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it was, I thought it was great. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
That's cool. I think. What do you think of that? Do you think they're gonna try to push Owens Zayn? Owens against Zayn.
I've seen it too many times. I don't really want to watch it.
Because Zayn pinning Owens. Like, why?
Well, I think they were kind of showing that come FastLane, it's literally going to be a 6-pack challenge. It's going to be everybody versus everybody. I don't think they're gonna. I think they wanted to show that it's not going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus all the other people. It's going to be everyone versus everybody. Yeah, so really quickly, let's do some FastLane stuff. Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. Who do you think is going to go over?
Becky and Naomi. I think
I'll do the opposite. I'll do Natalya and Carmella. I think that because Carmella is the Money in the Bank holder, I think they got to make her look stronger and make her look more. Like, even if they don't give her the belt, let's say like she fails at cashing in the Money in the Bank, I think that as a fan, you have to at least have that, oh, she's going to win.
Yeah, of course.
So I'll go with Carmella and Natalya winning and Carmella getting a pin on someone. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with that. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, for sure. He's not going to go in losing into a WrestleMania.
Yeah, he can. He's going to build up momentum.
Yeah, he's going to build it up.
Even though Rusev, I know his push is coming. I think after WrestleMania,
a lot of people can get pushed.
Some gold. Yeah, because his merch is calling. He's actually, him and Elias are the
number
top
ones,
selling.
right? Yeah,
the top selling.
I think once WrestleMania is done and once they get their plans out of the way, I think you'll see a lot of Rusev and Elias kind of pushes.
They're good. I think they're doing good. They're doing good.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. What do you think?
Charlotte.
It's gonna be Charlotte. She's going into WrestleMania as champion. There's no doubt. The Usos versus the New Day. What do you think about this? I'm going to say the Usos because they're really pushing the fact that another thing, they're really pushing like never, like the Usos have never been in a WrestleMania. Oh. And that's really hard to believe. I didn't really think about it until they mentioned it.
I think they've done pre-shows, haven't they?
They might have done a pre-show. And I thought that was really hard to believe until, they mentioned it.
Yeah, I think they're doing it. And they're going to give them their shine with the other best tag teams.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the Usos, for the work they've been putting in the last year and a half, 2 years, whatever, they deserve to go into WrestleMania as champions. Yeah. They deserve it. They're and they probably deserve to leave WrestleMania as champions, too. They're great. They're great. So I'm gonna go with the Usos retaining. But again, it could be a switcheroo. It could be like the New Day, wins it, and then the Usos like, damn, what's our road to WrestleMania? Kind of like a John Cena thing. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're gonna get the Usos to win and have them come in to WrestleMania as champions. Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. What do you think?
I think Roode.
I think so too.
It's still too soon for him.
I think so too.
Leave his reign.
I'm gonna go with my prediction. I think it's still gonna be a fatal 5-way or a fatal 3-way or whatever.
Oh, with Jinder.
With Jinder at it at WrestleMania, or maybe even more people at it. But I think Orton will capture that U.S. Championship this year for damn sure, and I think it will happen at WrestleMania. But I think he has to lose to Bobby Roode.
Yeah, they're gonna just get that rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this Fastlane Roode is gonna. Roode is good, man. He's a good wrestler. He's a veteran, but he moves like he's just a kid, man. So,
yeah.
But I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna give a good match because they're both
I think
very
so too.
good wrestlers. They're both experienced, so I think they're gonna be entertaining.
I think so too. AJ, John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. Who do you got?
AJ.
Yeah, there's no doubt AJ's gonna win. It's gonna set up That's even gonna set up John Cena's road to WrestleMania. Saying like, I don't got anybody. Maybe Undertaker comes out or Rey Mysterio that they've been saying.
Dude, either one, I would be happy. But I prefer Undertaker, of course, because the Undertaker's the Undertaker.
But I think we talked about this last time. I feel like Undertaker retired perfectly.
That's true.
I don't know, but I would like a John Cena versus Undertaker WrestleMania, but a John Cena versus Rey Mysterio WrestleMania would be cool too.
There's never been, they said that there was no match about that, right? They haven't really.
At WrestleMania, no, but they've wrestled each other. They wrestled each other on a Monday Night Raw for the WWE Championship a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then Cena's wrestled Undertaker plenty of times, back when they were in SmackDown. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Fastlane. I guess we'll talk about how we did on our predictions next week.
Yeah, man, we'll see. I think we got them down pretty.
I think we got them down pretty good.
I believe SmackDown's a little more predictable. I think a little bit.
Dude, I went 5 for 5 on Elimination Chamber. I think they're both a little predictable.
That's true.
But sometimes they'll end up surprising us here and there. So I think that's good. All right, well, we're really close to an hour, I would say. Maybe we even passed it. Like I said, we've probably been talking for a lot. But man, we got a lot to say.
Yeah, we had a lot to say. I think we covered everything,
and we rushed through it too. I feel like maybe next week we'll slow it down just because of our introduction, and we wanted to kind of get the audience to know.
I think without the introduction, right now it would have been about 45 minutes. But if we slow it down,
I rushed through the Raw and SmackDown
and I'll have more details next time. It's just that this time around, I didn't. I'll have it watched and everything, but because I usually do, I watch everything. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that is it for our first podcast for the Below Average Wrestling Podcast. Is that what we're called? The Below? The Below. I almost forgot what our name was.
The Below Average Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, that's what we are.
My name is John, and this was a pleasure for my first time, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, this is your first time, huh? That's true.
First time on the mic and anything. I think I'm a natural.
You're a natural? I've done this before, so I was still nervous though. It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking.
It was nerve-wracking, but after you just talk, you just
talking. That's how it is. But anyways, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to keep doing this. This is gonna be fun. But yeah, that's it. That's John over here. I'm Mike, and we'll catch you guys next week on the Below Average Wrestling Podcast.
Fastlane.